maybe when I get all kinds of situated, I'll edit all these pieces together into a vlog. Um, and because it has sucked up, the last little bits of time, just the right amount of bits of time that I had, I'm not going to read today. I'm going to finish what I'm saying though. So just the vlog today. I've posted it in the Bible study playlist as well, just because it's part of the narrative, it's part of the story. And I figured out the problem is YouTube Studio app on my phone got huge. Technology and stuff. I wish I understood it better. Rudy gave up. Stay hydrated in Florida. I'm telling you. There was frustration at not being able to find the words for everything that I was processing, everything I was feeling, but the feeling was good, so I wanted to share it. I wanted to express it. I wanted to log it. And once I finished the video, just got straight on to work. I had a full day of work planned ahead of me. That's another story. But I mean, kind of connected. Just what the day ended up turning into. The enemy is crafty. Sin is powerful. There is also my accountability for my maturity, lack of maturity, lack of understanding, not exactly knowing how to deal with what. Well, because I couldn't even explain it. I couldn't even figure out what was going on. I just knew it was a little bit good, and yeah, there's a stronger part of my story that I've not really told yet, that I'm still not going to share. So what the day turned into, I am confident. I love traveling. I love exploring. I have that nature in me, and being able to do that now in the stage of life that I am, being as blessed as I am with family where they are, with Instacart, the flexibility of Instacart. Keep it together. I've been preparing, mentally preparing myself for the weather down here. I went to school in the southmost border of Georgia and Florida, so I'm somewhat familiar with the humidity. I've got family here. I've got more family further south in Florida, so familiar with that kind of humidity and heat. and but unfamiliar with my chemical makeup, my hormonal, and what that means being 30 now, being halfway through my 30s now. Uh, and I mean, my mom brought it up a long time ago, but if you have a dad who values air conditioning, if you're in air conditioning enough, you don't really notice it, but just my mom noticed a long time ago, just how my mood shifts when I get hot. Kind of like how people get hangry. I get mad when I get hot, without knowing it, without realizing it, recognizing it. But because she said that, and just later in life, and just monitoring myself, so with everything going on yesterday, I'm still recovering from a cold, some lady stuff, and then just the heat slowly turning on because of that much humidity. It's not like California, it's not like Virginia, it's not like some places where just the heat, the heat turns on, or it just, the sun comes up and it gets hotter because it's summer. With the humidity, the buildings are sweating at night. It's already stuffy and sticky. And so it's a more subtle change, and we're at the start of hurricane season. There's rain happening, so it's stuffy, and just the way that the heat comes on, it's already congested atmosphere, and then just as it comes, it's harder to notice. So yesterday ended up not being a great day for me. It wasn't terrible, but I just hope it's all right that I share that. And at the same time, so not so much just a strong recognition of the battle, of the spiritual battle, emotional, of the enemy doing its thing, but accountability, maturity. There's all the time in the world to make things right with all the people that I interacted with. Even though it's not much with Instacart, and I guess no, I can't go back to the customers, but I don't think I was too bad. Enough to get me down. But still, yesterday was very much just that landmark stake in the ground, another post just in my life, just of moving into a new phase, and particularly spiritually. From going into my testimony, if you haven't gone and watched those painful videos, I want to say it was somewhere around middle school when like D Now and all that started happening. Just, I mean, that's when I guess the devotional books kind of came out, for me and my walk, my experience, and just, I can remember just the word, during my study, during my walk, my prayer life, just the word of humility coming around, and then moving into, I can't remember, there was one in between that and finding my voice. Finding my voice has been such a long, and again, and it's just, how do I I don't know. So there's just been, defined chapters of my walk that I've seen. Of course, not defined, like not, I was in a season to learn humility, and now it's set. No, you're always being sanctified. You're always learning and changing and growing in wisdom and you know, whatever else depending on your story. But yesterday, you know, just having that feeling of moving into this new phase, and that was very strong yesterday with all the music that I've been listening to, with what I've been, where I think He's been guiding me, where God has been guiding me. Is into this new phase of learning how to wait on Him. I mean, you've heard it in my prayers. Learning how to hear Him and then obey Him. It's one thing for me to say something, for me to pray for something, for someone. How awesome, how too good of a Father He has been for me to show me just how active He is in my life, how active He is in the world, in life, in the people that I pray for, just in responding to my prayer. I hope you all can know Him like that, but so I mean that's one thing that he's just built in our walk that we've had since I was a kid. But it's one thing, and that's kind of, never mind. That's one thing to understand prayer in that way, and walking with Him and communing with Him. And I've always, I mean, we've been through the conversations of, you know, am I just treating you like an imaginary friend? Am I treating you like Santa Claus? Like all the things that you're not. And then there's understanding what He's saying. That's not just no. That's contrary to what you're asking for. That's something completely, that's, you know, that he's saying, you know, like when you're in a conversation with someone, you know, you're not just talking at a person, or you're not just asking questions and getting a yes or no answer. It's them initiating. And there's timing, you know, in the wait. I can't make this too long. So I'm going to the DMV this morning, but so I'm excited, anxious, scared, passionate, about what we could do now. Fearful, and probably not to a healthy degree. Fearful, you know, knowledgeable of what could happen, of how I could mess things up. But just so enriched by how much stronger I feel in Him. Not on my own. Not at all in my own understanding. Not at all. And that connects to this channel. So, and things don't go as planned. I'm gonna wrap this up here, because I got someplace to be. If y'all stopped by and heard me ramble or do whatever just I did, bless you. Or you know what I hope you know. I will explain later what I mean if you keep watching. I'm gonna get going. I wish I could pray us out, but I gotta get going. Y'all pray for me, and I mean I do pray for you when we're not together. Let's go have a good day. Alright, that doesn't happen. Maybe not.